Hello, Piscataway residents. My name is Brian Wahler, the mayor of Piscataway. Today is March 20th, 2020, the first full day of spring, and alongside me is with our Chief of Police, Tom Mosier. We just want to give another virus update to the folks out there in our township. We have now learned through the County Department of Health and the County Prosecutor's Office, we do have a woman who has tested positive for the virus, a 58-year-old woman who is now self-quarantined at her residency within the township. I just want to remind viewers to continue taking all precautions that are recommended by the Center of Disease Control, as well as the state and county health departments. Please use common sense in this, especially all family members and especially those of significant age up there, our seniors there, which tend to be a little bit more vulnerable in this. I had asked the Chief of Police to come here during the briefing because we've also running into other issues that has been impacting the police department and our emergency services volunteers here with residents maybe not using common sense or, and in some cases, maybe maliciously. So, Chief, you might want to take it away and what we're talking about to brief the residents on that.
Thank you, Mayor. Of course, the police department is open for business. We are taking non-emergency police reports over the telephone, and we will be happy to take care of that for you. We are responding to car accidents, and as the mayor said, we're employing universal precautions, so that you will see a little bit of difference if, God forbid, you have an accident. But the main problem that we're encountering is people not giving full information over the telephone to the police dispatchers when the dispatchers are going through the protocol of asking questions. It's imperative that we give as much information to the responding officers and to the medical people who are responding as to communicable diseases such as COVID-19, which we're here to speak about. What brought this to light was I have 4 officers now who are in quarantine due to a tuberculosis response. And they are now quarantined for the tuberculosis as well as the COVID-19. That takes 4 officers off the road, which we then have to try and backfill. If we have 1 or 2 more of those types of issues, then certainly it's going to be a challenge to continue to staff the road without major changes. So I just implore you to give that information when the police dispatchers ask it, so we can keep the first responders safe, the people in the home safe, and get the loved one to the proper medical facility. I would just like to urge the residents of Piscataway to remain calm and to have tolerance with everyone. The rest of the world who is ahead of us in this virus, they find an increase of domestic violence. Yeah. And if we are tolerant of each other and we understand that people are nervous about this and we talk things out before we revert to violence, that would be very good for the police department and very good for the residents of Piscataway. I just wanted to urge that tolerance.
Yeah, and I want to add to that the domestic violence hotline team is still manning the phones.
They certainly are. Yes, they are.
Please work with our first responders because they're there to help you out, but they can't help you out if you're not going to help them out. So just be cognizant of that fact. Also, effective today, all playground equipment and all 26 municipal parks will be off limits. This is at the recommendation through the Department of Health because not being able to guarantee the cleanliness and sanitation of the actual equipment out there and sterilization. So as we speak, the Department of Public Works is putting up signs out there saying that the playground equipment is off. Basketball courts, ball fields, tennis courts will still be open, as well as the walk paths. We're encouraging people, as of for now, unless we get a different directive out there, to use it. We're also reminding people not to congregate in large crowds out there. Use common sense, and we're asking for a lot of cooperation, especially from the parents. I know children have a tendency to want to go out and play on things, but we're just asking the parents when they say go to the park, remind them that they shouldn't be playing on any playground equipment to that effect. So if we hear anything more in that matter, we'll get back to you on that. Also, I've asked, as far as the small businesses here within this community, I've asked and I'm appointing Dawn Carkin-Gardella, our zoning officer, as well as our assistant township attorney, Jim Clarkin, to start putting together a catalog of all businesses and also their email addresses. So if and when federal and state finance programs come out for these businesses, that we'll be able to get that information out expeditiously to them. I know a lot of these small businesses, with the issue having to be closed, is starting to be an impact financially. So I'm asking township residents, especially those businesses that have takeout, please try to throw a lifeline to these small businesses out there, because if they don't have a lifeline, there might not be any small businesses to patronize once this virus dissipates. Also, few more changes within the buildings within the municipal government. The main building of Town Hall now has a centralized congregate area in the foyer. You will not be allowed to go down the hallways in order to protect our township residents. So we will have somebody out there asking questions and taping paperwork, and we will bring the respective people out to the hallway. Most of the things now can be done online or through the Dropbox. I know tax collection season's coming up in April. The tax office is closed to the general public, but we will be accepting payments online and also in the Dropbox. So just look at our township website and to that effect. The township public works department, as well as the planning and building department, we will have the same thing, that they'll be confined to the vestibule area there, and then employees will deal with you out there. Lastly, we're still continuing to work with the school district and anything in assistance of what we can do for them. I want to thank Dr. Rinelli and his team out there for trying to go through it. And I'm sure all the parents are very concerned about the kids being out of school for this length of period. The school district will be keeping you abreast on that. I also want to thank Stop and Shop as well as Walmart for having those designated hours for elderly population or senior population out there. We're still working with ShopRite to do the same thing. We have organized, we do have our municipal senior citizen buses out there to take care of our folks at Sterling Village, and that we were going to work around those time schedules out there, because obviously this virus has really affected people that are older in age out there. So we will continue to keep you abreast every 2 days of some more events that are going on, but the main thing is, at this point, just keep your social distance, as the health experts are saying, and just be cognizant of your neighbors. If you plan to do grocery shopping for your neighbors, just leave the food outside the door. Try not to go in the houses or whatever. And if you have any questions, obviously you can contact my office at 732-562-2301 if you have any additional questions. So please be safe. Spring is around the corner. Hopefully the weather will start breaking, and we will be making, I said, more announcements next week on some potential more closures, cancellations, or postponements of township events and things of that nature. So everybody have a good weekend.